Massive loser coming through. Ah! It's like the fucking pokies. Fuck it, this montage of me not making tricks, that's good enough. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, you can see I can almost do them maybe, I don't know. Who am I? That's a good question. I'm 36 years old. I'm a skateboarder, Sydney local. I grew up in the upper North Shore of Sydney, which is where I started skateboarding. And, you know, when I was, I think by about the age of 10, I was already, you know, sneaking off into the city every weekend to skate and do all the naughty things you do when you're a kid or a 36-year-old male. I get Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. You know, my physique, I'd say more so my side profile, if we're going from camera one here, side profile, quite Mr. Burns-ish, you know, long nose, thinning hair if the beanie was to come off, and a poor posture. So essentially I'm looking after 3 brands, so Passport, New Balance Numeric, and Ruka. Yeah, so that's who I've worked for. I think the most amazing thing I've filmed thus far would have to be, you know, Jack O'Grady's 50-50 to 50-50, the infamous Thrasher cover. You know, I was one of 3 filmers that were there that day, and he tried it previously. I wasn't there on the first attempt, but I was lucky enough to be there on the second. He, you know, chipped away at that trick for quite a while, but the one that he did, it's just so fluid. It just looks like he did it first try. And just witnessing something so incredible, and I mean, it's literally, when you think about it, it's an amazing physical feat for a human being. What he did is insane. All the people that lived in the houses nearby was obviously just being like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Like, what's going on? But once they sort of figured it out, they were like all about it. They were like, you know, coming out, they'd bring all of their families out. So like literally the entire street was there watching when he did it. And then everyone like went back there, I think the night after, or no, the night after the Thrasher cover came out, and had like a massive party there at the spot. So it's pretty sick. 2 of my kids that I've got on New Balance, Sean Ryan and Jack Patterson, are 2 people as well who are even relatively unheard of still in Australia. But you know, Sean's part especially in this New Balance video I'm about to release is insane. He does some messed up tricks, stuff that's like he's one-upping globally recognized pros from the US and everything. And he's, you know, he doesn't even have a board sponsor. Ooh, sorry. Wrong side of the road, viewers. They kind of got lucky with that though at the same time. Brendan! Nah, nothing. Yeah, so I guess a few years ago, myself, Trent Evans and Nigel Cameron formed a community group called the Sydney Skateboard Association. And basically we formed that group out of what we felt was a necessity. So Sydney has sort of had, I guess, traditionally, has been really underserviced in just youth-orientated facilities in general. And that's, you know, even reaches far beyond skate parks and skateboarding. I just feel that in Sydney and you know, even in greater New South Wales, if you're a kid, especially a teenager, if you're, I guess, I don't know, not into the traditional sports like rugby, soccer, tennis, whatever else, I mean, there's not really that much, well, there wasn't really that much for those kids, you know? So for this one in particular, we really I got really deep into statistics from the CSIRO and things like that, where I was able to get a lot of that data. So, you know, just even, you know, what percentage of youths lived in that local government area, what activities they were participating in, whether it be, straight up sport, physical recreation, passive recreation. All that information is readily at your fingertips, which is amazing. But what it showed was basically that participation rates in traditional sports like rugby and soccer and tennis and netball and things like that were actually rapidly declining. And participation rates in extreme sports or action sports, and that includes any kind of activity that you would need, or you kind of legally require a skate park to participate in those activities, like skateboarding, BMXing, scooter riding, inline skating, pogo sticking, parkour, whatever else. All of those participation rates were skyrocketing, like at an incredible rate. Yeah, we were just really sick of the wrong people getting the design and the construction jobs for these skate parks. And I don't care what anybody says in response to that, because if you get a job doing anything in life, do it well, do it to the best of your ability, do it properly. It's not like if you got a job from a council to design and construct a children's playground. If you're a council, you wouldn't give that job to a company that designed and built skate parks. You'd give it to a company who's got experience designing and building children's playgrounds. All right, this next one's for you, all right? Just seeing facilities like this that are built to such a high caliber is just probably the most rewarding part of it. Just even like all these kids here right now, they're here on school sport. Like, that's pretty fucking sick, like that's awesome. I did that deliberately just for a joke. All right, we'll do it again this try, I promise. Every parent, every kid, every teenager, every adult in the Northern Beaches area that would potentially be using this facility could be involved and could have their input in what was going to actually be in this skate park. And we couldn't have done it without the help of everybody that came down to the council meetings. And once it all got approved and over the line, all of the people that were involved in the design process. So, I mean, it's not even just Trent, Nigel and myself, it's literally everybody that gets involved and comes down. So yeah, always remember that. No, really, because I mean, power in numbers is something I've learned it's the only way you get things over the line. And if it was just Trent, Nigel and I going to these councils being like, please, skate park, there's heaps of us, promise you, it's not just us three, there's a bunch of people that are keen on this, it wouldn't work, so having all these people come down, and it's almost like that old-fashioned thing of the whole township rocking up to the town hall with pitchforks and burning stakes being like, we want this now. That's pretty much the mentality that you need to sort of come with to get things over the line. Yeah, and just a couple of people that are keen to speak in front of crowds with ADHD. Those are always good too. But yeah.